When do you realize you have to change everything about education in Finland?
The problems we are facing are more complex than ever. They require cross-disciplinary thinking. This cross-disciplinary thinking is really developing the critical thinking skills that are needed for the future. So it really gives our children a new type of competencies that can't be achieved if you split the learning process into different subjects. The traditional school was made for the needs of a different era, and we really have to rethink what happens in our schools.
It's nothing experimental.
A lot of research, a lot of understanding. We cooperate with the universities. Of course, there's a curriculum, but you can make a lot of choices inside the curriculum. The secret that we are at the moment so good in education and also in international evaluation is that the learning gap in between the lower and the best learners is the smallest amongst OECD countries. Equality and in education does not mean that everyone has to do the same thing. No, on opposite. Everyone has to have their individual opportunities to learn and achieve their utmost best, and maybe a bit more.
Tell me about the method you use here.
If there's a method, it's bringing together fabulous people, both talented teachers and really interesting students.
I think once they join our school, they have to be open-minded, and they realize that very quickly.
We celebrate what's common among students and not what's different. They want to see the world, they want to meet the world, and they can do that here.
I think every teacher is an artist. To produce good art, you have to give them a lot of freedom and room.
How much autonomy they have?
In the classroom, they have complete autonomy. They know what they have to achieve with the students, but how they do that is up to them. Our big challenge is that nowadays we are preparing our students for a life that we all don't know what it's going to look like. 50% of the jobs that people are going to have in 50 years do not exist yet.
They leave here with confidence and the ability to interact comfortably with people from around the world. And this is the experience that the students are asking for.
How do you design your curriculum here?
Our students are learning their academic content through their passions. Let's say a student is passionate about skateboarding. That student can learn their math academic content while building a skate ramp, the speed, and how fast it would take to go from point A to B. And so you can take any passion, any content, and you can put math, science, and reading into that content.
There's one of my students, Emma, she's in 6th grade. She came to me one time and said, I want to do a garden project that has to do with Frida Kahlo. Frida painted a lot of flowers and a lot of vegetables. Could I grow a garden using those plants that Frida painted?
Our teachers know how to connect with the individuality of each student.
That's the gardening part of her project. The next part is she can actually paint these and then imitate the work that Frida has done.
And how do you evaluate the students?
Our teachers, we don't give grades out, so you don't see A, B, C, D, E here. There's no grades here. There's no testing here. When you're in an environment where you are comparing or you're competitive, you don't want to fail. And if you don't fail, you don't get the benefit of learning from that failure.
What happens if I have a lot of passions?
Then you can engage in all your passions. And oftentimes students will have 2 or 3.
How does the this place works, this school works. Tell me about this school.
We are a very non-traditional learning environment, and we work in partnership with existing both private and public schools for 4 days and 3 nights. They use the forest as their classroom. We want to combine all those experiences into a learning experience in the outdoors. If the teachers are studying erosion and landforms, in the classroom they might do it in a box, right? And they put some dirt in and they pour water on it, they can watch it. Here we can use that same language and those same concepts that they're trying to do in the classroom, but we can go to the hillside and we can look at what rain is doing to the slope of the hillside. Similar curriculum, but we can use direct experience here. Teachers spend too much time trying to give answers and get answers from students, rather than really concentrating on developing questions. We are going to invest in our kids so that we can have a positive future going forward, because Brazil, and the United States, and Finland, and Singapore are all connected by this environment that we're all part of.
Now, in the world of quick changes, we have to educate our students with the confidence that will enable them to confront uncertainty and be able to adapt to the changes.
That's very effective is the project. And if something they like to do and it's challenging, they will do it. The children play as they learn. Then they can be free and they can be independent and they can speak their mind.
That the social emotional well-being of a child is being taken care of, his academic skill will eventually take off. The way they communicate, the way they carry themselves, how confident they are, they will be confident learner to progress later on.
Because through that child development, you can develop all the skills. You can develop the knowledge skills, the physical skill, the social emotional skill.
We want to give them what we call authentic learning experience. We want them to be creative thinkers. We want them to be independent learners.
If an education system remains static, it will be behind time. It will become irrelevant.
Todo dia que eu entro aqui, eu tenho certeza que eu fiz a escolha certa.
Primeira vez que eu faço uma entrevista em cima da árvore, na casa da árvore. O que você mais gosta de estudar aqui, Raig?
Ah, sim, estudar, eu acho que eu me apeguei muito à matemática, porque assim, eu odiava matemática, eu não gostava, sabe? Igual, tipo, todo mundo eu acho que é assim. Mas depois, quando eu vi que tem jeitos bem diferentes de ensinar aqui nessa escola e tem muitos jeitos diferentes de saber como faz, eu acho que agora eu me apeguei bastante à matemática.
Eu acho que a escola como um todo tem um elemento de alegria, é colorido, é inspirador, tem uns cantinhos assim que eu falo assim, nossa, eu poderia ter isso na minha casa. Então esse elemento alegria desperta vontade neles de aprenderem coisas novas. Só assim, nossa, mas matemática eu consigo aprender assim, jogando, pulando, correndo, eu consigo aprender matemática? Consegue aprender matemática. Quando elas percebem isso, elas já aprenderam.
The young innovators whom I profiled in my book, Creating Innovators, told me that they were far more likely to do their best work in school when it was an assignment worth doing, not some silly make work or some worksheet. It was a project they were engaged by, or a deep question that really interested them. And at the same time, as they grew older, they were interested in having jobs where they could make a difference.
O Fefe nunca foi muito próximo da música. Ele gosta como toda criança, mas ele não mostrava uma paixão natural. Esse projeto ele externou várias coisas, né? O interesse dele em entender o contexto. Isso talvez tenha sido o mais espetacular de tudo. Do contexto dos Beatles dentro do rock e o rock dentro da sociedade. Então ficou muito claro como o Project Based Learning é algo realmente que traz a criança para uma esfera muito maior do que só aquela unidirecional, né?
Acho que eu resumiria Concept como um lugar onde os alunos têm voz.
Ó, tá tudo bem. Eu só tava dando esse microfone para ele falar, tá?
A gente não acredita que o conteúdo vem de cima para baixo. A gente aqui quer fazer o pensamento se tornar visível. E para isso a gente tem que modelar, para isso a gente tem que propiciar que os alunos conversem, troquem, compartilhem, deem ideias.
A pessoa que criou o Habits of Mind já veio aqui na nossa escola falar sobre lá no auditório.
The learning process is a process. It's not about the end result, but it's about the ups and the downs, and then being able to, I guess, know that it's sometimes hard and it's okay for your children to struggle.
Qualquer coisa que eu estivesse fazendo agora, eu estaria usando um hábito da mente. Um daqueles que mais me ajuda é o taking a responsible risks, ou fighting humor. Eu gosto do creating, imagining and innovating.
What we as adults, as parents and educators, what we should do, we should create an atmosphere where our children can learn by playing that, and they can use their imagination, and they feel that this is fun. It's fun learning. It does not mean that it's not serious learning. It's really deep learning, but they are excited of learning new things, and learning through play, learning through by doing is a very, very important tool that we should not underestimate.
Então a Concept, ela traz tudo isso, a significância dos projetos, a criança percebendo que tudo que ela faz aqui dentro da escola existe um propósito, são questões que elas têm um cunho maior, têm uma intencionalidade.
Not just for your children, but it is also a school for all of you.
This is Escola Concept, a place where learning is a special occasion. We make this statement come to life every day.
Eles vão construir um bonequinho de gravetos, elementos naturais, e depois eles vão escanear o bonequinho e ele entra no jogo.
Hoje aqui no Festival da Escola Concept, muito bom, uma forma ótima de integração entre as famílias, as crianças, os professores, e a gente fica muito feliz da entrega, né, de como as professoras fazem o trabalho bem feito delas, e a gente vem aqui materializar hoje e ver que tudo funciona muito bem.
Quanto esses projetos estão ligados com temas atuais, por exemplo, o do Rafa foi sobre reciclagem, sobre compostagem, a gente fez umas pequenas composteiras juntos.
Do you like it? Yes? I think the Festival of Learning is a great opportunity for the families to get together with the kids, and we love to see how they get engaged with all of the work that they do in class. It reflects their learning goals, and it is also a very special moment for the families.
A gente consegue vivenciar o que eles estão aprendendo e realmente entender o que está acontecendo, né? Com cada sala que a gente tem ido, a proposta é mais divertida. Eu acabei de falar isso, que a gente não consegue sair do lugar porque é tão legal e acha que o próximo não vai ser tão legal e é melhor ainda. Então, realmente, cada Festival of Learning está melhor do que o anterior.
A experiência de hoje foi muito importante para mim, enquanto mãe, porque a gente não está no cotidiano escolar. Então, estar com a Yara aqui hoje foi uma oportunidade de vivenciar o que ela experimenta no cotidiano dela e vivenciar com ela. Dá pra ver como ela tá familiarizada com esse ambiente e engajada no que estão propondo. É muito bom ver isso.
Oi, meu nome é Bianca, eu tenho 5 anos e sou do Kinder B. Eu sei ler livros curtos em inglês e compridos e curtos em português. Sei escrever mais em inglês do que ler. A gente aprendeu que as histórias têm vários tipos. Tem história real, história inventada. Principalmente quando eu escrevi o meu livro, eu me senti muito orgulhosa. Quando eu mostrei o meu livro para pessoas da escola. Que livro é esse? Mães também erram. Todo mundo erra. As crianças e pessoas que não sabiam que as mães também erram e que têm dúvida, agora já tem a resposta.
Os erros, eles são ruins?
Não.
Os erros fazem o quê com a gente?
A gente aprende com eles. Por exemplo, quebrei um copo de vidro. Foi um erro. Preciso ficar triste? Preciso chorar? Preciso me desesperar? Não. Porque eu aprendi com esse erro.